What is happening, YouTube? How y'all doing today? It is Saturday. Just your average Joe hanging out in the garage. We've got lots of sales to go over today. I don't normally do this type of video on a Saturday because I'm usually sourcing. But if you haven't hung out with me before, my name is Joe. Again, just your average Joe, all raw and unedited. Been on eBay for a long, long time. Been a reseller on eBay for a long, long time. Full time, about 8, 9 years now. And but buying and selling on eBay back in Western Union days. 2000 is when I started my account, and that was the Western Union money order days, third party payment platforms. It was the Wild West back then. But anyway, got a lot to cover today. We have a bunch of sales, so I figured we'll go ahead and do this video and not source today, mainly because there wasn't a ton of yard sales out there. The hurricane just passed us. Today's our first really nice day. No overcast, looks good. So there is some sales out there, but again, I figured I'd start here because partly why I'm not sourcing is because if y'all know, this is my processing table, and it is plumb full of stuff. And then I also have so much stuff that it's found its way on the floor as well. So I got a bunch of stuff on the floor, a bunch of stuff on the table I got to get through. There's my video game pile. But anyway, a bunch of stuff to get through. So I figured, I need to be making money, not spending money right now. So I've decided to not source and use today to just have kind of like a chill / processing day, and just kind of see where things shake out and try to get some of this stuff off the table and at least off the ground. I did like 3 marketplace deals yesterday. If you guys watched the video before I went off on vacation, I had a killer Saturday, which a lot of this stuff I didn't have a chance to process because I was on vacation. This week is our first week back from vacation, and it's just been busy. So I've been processing and little by little and getting some things up on eBay. But as you can see, there's still a lot to go through. So I figured it's not the best, probably not the best idea to go sourcing today, even though I love yard sales. But I decided not to source today. So, but anyway, let's go back over to the garage or to the computer, and we'll go over comments like we normally do. If you haven't been through here before, it's a little tight, but all the clothes rack and things like that. I hate clothes. If you haven't watched before, I hate clothes. I'll just say that again. I hate clothes, but I do source them, and then they do sell. But anyway, so we got a bunch of sales. That's another reason why I decided to stay home. I figured I'd go ahead and get this stuff packed up and out of here so I don't stack up over the weekend. The marketing promotions, I'm an advocate. I know some of you, Kurt and some other folks, have said they don't do it, and they sell just fine, and that's amazing. Keep doing what you're doing. However, things have been slow in this neck of the woods, so as always, I pretty much throw out the marketing promo. I usually do 5%, and then I do the sales discount, which in this case I did 15%. There's plenty of margin there for me and all my stuff to do that kind of stuff. So that's it's yielded since I started it. Literally, it's like a on switch. So the last 3 days since I started have been very good. I've been getting tons of offers, tons of traffic. We've sold 14 items between yesterday and today. So for a total of, where are we at between yesterday and today? 742.01. So pretty good. Some things that have been sitting around a while, finally getting up out of here. So anyway, we'll go over sales. Let's go over comments, then we'll go over sales, and then I'll let you guys go for the day. Hopefully I can keep this around 30-ish minutes. Excuse me. Hopefully I can keep this around 30 minutes. Oh, by the way, I'm a sports card guy. Sorry. I wasn't listening. I was thinking about my football cards. So, anyway, all right, let's make sure this mic's on so I don't have to start over. All right, cool. I already had to start over once. Luckily, I was only 2 minutes in. But all right, first of all, also just to say thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for hanging out. We've had some trolls around lately, which is cool. Trolls help the world go around too, right? Help the algorithm as well. So I appreciate the trolls too, because that means you're watching, which is awesome. So I love when trolls watch because then they comment and it's like all they're doing is helping you out, and I appreciate it. And nobody cares about what they're saying half the time. In fact, all the time. How about that? All right, let's start with some comments. First few comments come from Winston Wolf. Says new video hype. Well, Winston, thank you. I got a little hype sometimes when trolls decide they want to put their 2 cents in that nobody cares about. I'm going to go in on them trolls. I know Kurt was like, don't let them get to you. And a couple of y'all don't let them get to you. They don't get to me. But I'm gonna speak my mind on it and touch on it and speak on it. That's just how I am. I've always been that way. Um, I I do it on eBay sometimes to customers. I just speak my mind and let them know how I feel about them. In fact, we have an eBay situation we got to talk about today as well. Kind of to that point. I wasn't rude, so I won't say that doesn't. It's not a. I wasn't mean to this customer, but I was kind of like gave him my 2 cents a little bit. But anyway, yeah, trolls descended upon Joe. Yeah, darn trolls, man. Excuses are like assholes. Everyone's got one, and they all stink. Absolutely, you are correct, Winston. You are correct, sir. Let me thumb up and reply. I'm just going to reply to one of your comments instead of all three. Replied on newest video. Okay. Oh, no, nope. Video. All right. So let's keep this party rolling. All right, so let me reply to that. Next comment up. We got a little bit of a long one, but I like long comments because we can touch on some things here. And hopefully, as I don't plan videos, I don't script nothing out. So hopefully, as I drop some nuggets along the way, it's just kind of natural. It's just what's coming based off your comments, based off situations, or just what's going off the top. What's in my head at the moment. So I don't script anything. I don't have topics that I will say every once in a while I do try to remember to touch on some topics, but I don't normally have any topics and anything on the agenda kind of thing. It's just kind of natural. So this is all again raw and unedited. But the Electron Man, appreciate your comment again. Thank you for commenting again, Electron Man. He says, I'm concerned about selling electronics, which is a lot what I would want to sell on eBay. Many scammers are out there, and something goes wrong. I'm responsible for the return shipping cost, which these are heavy items. I have several VCR DVD combos and home surround receivers as well as radios, all good condition, but they're risky. But the risk, they could get damaged or broken during shipping or hooked up incorrectly by the buyer. I have a solid eBay reputation with 500 feedback and over 300 positive sales. However, after looking into sales protection, I'm not very impressed. Here's what I found. eBay will subsidize the return label, costs up to $6 per return, but it can take up to 60 days for this amount to be credited to your account. They will automatically remove the related negative feedback. They won't count the return to your not as described rate and service metrics. And these protections don't offer much reassurance, but your channel has motivated me to maybe give eBay another shot. So Electron Man, here's the thing I'm going to say. The margins and what things will sell for, is especially the things that you're referring to, these electronics and things like that. I mean, I do electronics, video games and systems and VCRs and DVD combos. Those are things I try to source because they get pretty good, especially the name brand ones. They get pretty good value on eBay. Now, I will say, as long as you pack everything well, to address some of your concerns, if you pack everything well, I haven't had, and again, this is just my experience. Obviously everybody's had different things happen, but in my experience, you pack stuff well, you describe the things well, you don't stress about the yahoos that you might occasionally get on eBay. It comes with the territory. If they decide to return it and it's broken when they return it to you, or they claim it was broken, if you sold that VCR for $80, $90 and, and you sell a few of them for that, and then you get one that's a bad one, you're still getting a pretty good return on all of your stuff, because the alternate option there is to sell it like on Marketplace for like $20 or $10, or put it in a yard sale for $5. And, because those things don't sell very well on most other platforms. So what the margin and the amount of money you're going to get for these things is pretty good on eBay. So I would say it's the risk is worth the reward kind of thing, because the risk is very minimal. I haven't had people really any that I can remember, as far as VCRs, DVD combos, as long as you test them and make sure they're good to go, pack them well, that avoids really the damaging and shipping part of it. Customers hooking them up wrong, it's really just RCAs and power, and it's pretty basic stuff with these kind of things. I mean, unless you're doing some, like, I don't know, amplifier kind of stuff that, and hard wiring kind of stuff, then maybe you could have some problems. But from what it sounds like, it's just basic, basic electronics that's, most customers shouldn't have a problem. So you shouldn't really have to worry about that part of it having issues there. Um, let's see what else is it. So heavy items. I mean, if you do have to eat a return, you know, I, it happens, man. It happens. Now, if that item still works and they decide they just didn't want it and they ship it back to you, then you can resell it, test it again, make sure it's good to go, and then resell it again. And yeah, you might be out the shipping cost, but at the end of the day, um, some people also do no returns, but then the customer could still say it's item not as described, and still force you to do a return. But you could also do no returns on electronics, and put that in your listing and be very specific with no returns in your description, no returns on the eBay drop down for returns not accepted, and just be, fully functional. You can do, um, some people do YouTube videos and put that that sell electronics regularly and actually show it working, on a YouTube video. So you could, cross it, put the link in your description, and then, so people can actually go to YouTube and see that it's working. I've seen people do that. So that's just an extra strategy, an extra step you could take. And that again avoids returns and avoids, people that are going to try to scam you because you're showing on a video that it's good to go. So that helps minimize the risk as well. So just, at the end of the day, I would say go for it. Jump in, try it. If you got 4, 5, 6 VCR, DVD combos, and whatever other electronics you're referring to, give it a shot. Worst that'll happen is they claim it's broken, and then accept it back, and then you can resell it as parts and repair. I've done that a time or two in my time, where they claim it's broken. Maybe it broke in shipping. Now, what you can also do if they claim it's broken in shipping, if you packed it well and it worked when it worked before you sent it, and then they claim it was broken, you can always do a dispute with the post office saying it damaged in shipping. Now, that's going to be a hit and miss. They may swing in your favor and do a payout on it, and they may not. I do know that the post office, and a lot of times, will ask for the item to be taken to the local post office for inspection, essentially. So it's obviously a pain in the ass, but that's also something else where I've done that in the past as well. Customer gets something and then they claim it's broken, electronic, and then it's like, okay, well, it was working when I sent it, 100%. I'm going to file a claim with the post office, and you go from there. That's hit and miss whether the post office pays out or not. Obviously, they're going to only pay out like up to $100. Sometimes more. I've actually had them pay more on stuff, which is, even without getting extra insurance on it. I've actually had them pay out more in the past. I haven't had to deal with the post office much recently, so I don't have, can't really say how things are working now, but I know up to a few years ago, I mean, probably was the last time I did a claim was probably 2-3 years ago at this point. But the last one I did, they denied. But the ones before that, I know that it was, again, hit and miss. It was hit and miss. So that's just another way you can kind of, protect yourself. eBay does have protection for us. I was also reading, it's not very good, but you're right. So that, obviously you can't depend on eBay, but a lot of times you can tell the customer if they claim it's broken, keep it. I'm going to file a claim with the post office, and then you can, hopefully you get the win there and get them to send you a check, because that's usually what they'll do is they'll send you a check if they swing in your favor and decide it's good. Obviously, it's a pain in the butt if you have to have it inspected, because then you have to depend on the buyer to take it to the store, take it to the post office to have it inspected, which obviously we know buyers aren't going to usually go out of their way. So that's going to be a hard one sometimes to get your buyer to do that if the post office is requesting that. But again, just hopefully that helps a little bit. Ease your mind. I mean, I would say dive in, man. If you got VCR DVD combos, usually sell pretty well, especially if it's Sony, Panasonic, the name brands. So it's based on what you would get on eBay versus other platforms, or just selling it on your own through a yard sale or marketplace, you're going to get probably 2-3 times the amount of money, if not more. So it's worth it. Even if you do get a return on one, it just so happened to have one that comes back, it's still worth it, because if you have a bunch of them, then you're still in the win, and you're still in the green kind of thing. So anyway, hopefully that helps a little bit. Let me reply to that. Let's keep it moving. I did also read that if they do swing in your favor, eBay. So this is on a bad, like if the buyer returns an item, because I read your comment before this, so I went through the seller protection. I did read also they'll refund 50% of the item if it was a brand new item and the buyer opened it and claimed it was something wrong with it, and then you say that basically you dispute it with eBay for seller protection because they opened it and basically abused it, and that's why it broke. So they're they'll pay sometimes up to 50% of your item for your loss and things like that, because now that item is no longer new. So there was something else about that in there too. So obviously we're not talking about brand new items, but just as another tidbit for some of you folks that are selling, I think somebody had mentioned before they sold something brand new and had a return on it. And then it, what were they at that point? They were SOL. But eBay does have that protection as well. Obviously, it's probably hit and miss whether they pay it out or not, but you can at least throw it out there and dispute that with eBay as a seller protection. Again, that's with new items, brand new items returned, opened, and claiming then they were damaged. But anything that damages, quote unquote, in shipping, you can at least try to go after the post office. That's I mean it just being an honest seller. If I know 100% that thing was working and they get it and they claim it's not working, I'm not gonna, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna be like, all right, no problem. I tell you what, you keep it. I'm gonna file a claim with the post office. Give me a little while before I issue a refund. I'll take care of you, but let me submit this to the post office. It may take a week or two. Sometimes it can take longer, a lot longer, unfortunately. At that point, you're going to be forced to issue the refund, or do the return on it at that point. So before you even get a reply from the post office, which sucks, but that's just the way it is. And then you can go from there. Whether they approve it or not, then you may get a check payout or you may not. And so that's obviously, again, it's all that gray area. But that's normally what I would do, is if they claim something that's a value that I don't want to eat a return on, because it's going to cost me $20 or more to just do a return on it. Keep the item. Let me file a claim with the post office, and just give me some time and we'll see what the post office says. In the meantime, if I have to issue a refund, I'll issue the refund and let you keep it. You know what I mean? And then I'll just deal with the post office. That's sometimes what we have to do with sellers. So anyway, let's keep rolling. Let's see. Awesome. I can't even say this name. Something awesome. Well, I thank you. Awesome. I'm just going to call you Awesome. How about that? Because you're awesome with this comment. Codarius. God, I kept trying to put an R in there. Codarius. Awesome. I think that's right. Maybe not. John, who the fuck makes you watch the videos? Just don't watch. You're awesome, Codarius. Awesome. I'm just gonna call you Awesome from now on. Awesome. Thank you. You are correct. Love the comment. Love the reply. Fuck John. Yeah. Who the fuck is John? Who the fuck cares about John anyway? He ain't putting out content. People don't, he's a douchebag. Nobody cares about John. But thank you for having my back there. Thank you so much. And you're right. Just don't watch the damn video. You ain't got to put a nasty comment out there. Troll people. Mark says, how much is the accountant a month? My accountant is, I pay my accountant $300 a month. Mind you, that's to cover both, actually covering 3 of my businesses, because I've got, even though I don't mess with it at all, really, we've got our thrift store, our brick and mortar thrift store in the town, a real small town about 20 minutes from us, that my wife owns and operates. In fact, you might see her coming out here soon, because she's going to run to the store today and be there today. But anyway, and then I've got my sports memorabilia business, and then I've got the eBay business. So $300 a month is what I pay him, and I pay him monthly. And I think that's he takes care of my payroll taxes, because it's just me basically on the books. I probably could do it myself, but I pay him, and then I track everything. He's supposed to track everything, but because I do such a good job at it, he doesn't really do much tracking. I just send him my spreadsheet at the end of the year with all my stuff, and then he ends up filing my taxes also at the end of the year, and that's including that as well. So I don't have to pay anything extra when he files my taxes at the end of the year, kind of thing. So $300 a month. What is that, like $3,600 for the year? I think it's a pretty good investment. He kind of make sure that things are being paid to the IRS that need to be paid to the IRS, and he helps me maximize my returns, and also helps me minimize the amount of money that I'm giving to the government. So anyway, so there's that. Jesus says, Average Joe, thank you for the lessons and education. Congrats and continued success. Cheers, Average Joe. P.S. Fuck that troll. Cheers, Joe. Jesus, I appreciate you, man. Exactly. Fuck them trolls, man. I don't. I kind of. It kind of tickles me a little bit when I get a troll comment. I just snicker and laugh, and I'm like, I'm gonna get them on the video, on the next video. All right, next comment. Mr. Killen, 24. First comment I think I've seen from you, Mr. Killen. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for watching. Let's see what he says. Joe, I love your content and how you keep it real. Ignore the douchebags and keep doing it. Hey, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Well, I don't know if you subscribe, but if you haven't, make sure you subscribe. Thank you for the positive encouragement. See, that's all we need more in this world is more positivity and encouragement versus negativity and tearing people down, because your opinion doesn't fucking matter. Just fucking don't say anything at all if you got to say want to say something negative. I understand you might think something negative, but that doesn't mean you have to articulate it, say it, put it into out there into existence, because obviously you're just a grumpy negative person, and nobody wants to be around grumpy negative people. I know I don't. Wayne says tax minimization is a better term in legal rather than tax avoidance. You're not wrong. That's a great way to put it. Tax minimization. I like that. Wayne, thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. Hopefully you subscribed as well. Hopefully you like the content. But that's a great way to put it. Tax minimization. That's why I have my accountant, because he helps me with tax minimization. I like the verbiage there. I like that. And then I obviously help myself by tax minimization by putting all those expenses that may be in the gray area as expenses. So, yeah. Anytime I buy, well, I won't go into that. That's, all right. So Kurt says, yo, average Joe. I was just saying, I don't believe when they are saying something sells just because via promoted listing. I don't know how they come up with that data. Well, I would imagine the promoted listing, it's I don't know how they come up with that data. You're right, but it just shows it in green that it was either sold by promoted or sold by sales discount. Now, sales discount, obviously, if the item is on a discount and they buy it, then it will have the green saying it was sold under. So that I would say is pretty accurate, because it is 15% off. Now the marketing promo, I think if that item is highlighted and a person clicks on it because it's highlighted, and for the marketing promotion, because those get bumped up and are highlighted, I guess. So if they click on it there, then I guess that's how they track that it was a sales promotion one, which then takes 15 extra or 5 extra % off on my end. But yeah, so you're right. I'm not exactly sure how they do it, but there are many ways to skin a cat. I don't undercut the market. I just sell what the market is. It's a good, again, good way to do it. I think that's why I'm having good sales now. Again, because my stuff has come down 15%, which I normally start on the high side. Then once I put the marketing promotion and then the sales discount to double dip there, I start to see a bunch of traffic, which is exactly what's happening now. So you're not wrong. And again, and I mentioned in the other video, I probably should go ahead and start doing the just pricing stuff more competitively, you know what I mean, as to what market value, instead of kind of going on that high side of market, high side of sales. I always go on the high side. I've always done it that way. Maybe I won't have to do marketing promotions or sales discounts if I'm, putting it more so in line with everybody else. But that's just how I've always done it. So, yeah, sometimes it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. I enjoy your videos. Don't even let the negative people bother you. Just say thanks. I do say thank you because they help my algorithm. So I do show them some love, but I also like to speak my mind. So fuck them trolls. And last one is Pluies 3088. First comment I've seen from you. Thank you for subscribe, or thank you. I'm not sure if you subscribe, but thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. Pluies says, got home from work, cracked a beer, slapped on some Call of Duty Zombies, and this video was suggested to me. Absolutely meant subscribing. Well, thank you for subscribing, Pluies. Thank you for hanging out. I'm glad you like the content, because I'm just your average Joe hanging out in the garage. I'll be here either way, so I might as well film it, right? And then help some folks along the journey and give you some entertainment as well, especially with them trolls. Fuck them trolls. But anyway, thank you, Pluies, for subscribing and hanging out and commenting. That's all I got for comments. Let's clear these out real quick and bang. All right, so let's move on to sales. As I mentioned, well, actually, let's move on real quick to an item. So I sent out, if y'all remember that little I think it was like 3 videos ago, I sent out the WWF character, the little WWF toy, and the guy, I looked yesterday at my feedback, and I'm like, what the fuck? I was just at 99.9. And I just had one of my negatives roll off, and I'm like, there's another negative. What the fuck is happening here? So I look up my feedback, and the guy says the item was broke, and that's all he put in the feedback. And I'm like, in negative. I'm like, what? Didn't even reach out to me, didn't even give me an opportunity. So obviously I get that's what I can't stand about buyers. Instead of leaving feedback, and this goes for anybody that's just a buyer that's watching that's on eBay, before you go ham on feedback, understand feedback is once you are done with that transaction, if there's a problem, you've already tried to deal with it with the seller and they didn't help you, by all means, leave feedback, but don't just go on the feedback and start blasting and then don't even give the seller an opportunity to fix it. So in this case, that's what happened. So I messaged him and said, hey, can you tell me what happened? I see you left negative feedback. Can you tell me what happened with the item? And he replies back, says, you need to give me my damn money back or something like that. And I'm like, whoa. I was like, well, can you tell me what's going on? Like, what happened? You haven't given me an opportunity to help you. Before you leave me negative feedback, I would, it's common etiquette to reach out to the seller and let them know there was a problem so I can try to fix it. You don't have to be rude about it. And then he's like, well, I need my money back. And I'm like, okay, no problem. I can help you with that. Can you tell me what happened? And, can you send me a picture of what's going on? So he said the item was damaged. Actually, he said the item was damaged. And I said, well, can you send me a picture? And he showed me a picture of the one arm was broken off. I'm like, okay, it was a $3.79 item plus shipping. It was like $9 total. Okay, no problem. I was like, hey, I'll take care of you, no problem. I was like, I'm sorry that happened. Obviously, it wasn't like that when I shipped it. It was intact and he was good to go. The one arm was a little loose, but that's not the arm that broke. It was the other arm that broke. Anyway, I was like, no problem. I'll take care of you. Obviously, it wasn't like that before I shipped it. Obviously, that's on the post office, but no problem, sir. I'll take care of you. I'll go ahead and refund your money. And then so I went ahead and refunded it. I sent him a follow-up and I said, hey, I went ahead and refunded your money. I also sent you a feedback revision. I'm a small business. Feedback is super important to me. Can you do a feedback revision as well? Haven't heard a lick back from him. He was certainly going back and forth with me before he got his money back. And then once he got his money back, that's it. So I sent a message to eBay through customer service chat or email because they were closed last night when all this happened. So I'm waiting to hear back from them. Just told them what's going on, gave them the item number, what happened, blah, 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 that the seller's now not responding. Can they review the feedback for me? And so I'm probably going to get a denial on it. And then I'm going to call eBay. Well, I'm going to give the guy a day or two first. So before I even, regardless what eBay says back to me, I'm going to give the guy a day or two to see if he'll revise it. I may even send him another email as well and say, hey, I don't know if you saw it or not, but can you do the revision? And anyway, so that's what's happening. So I'll let you guys know kind of what happens from there. But my next step will be give him a couple days to give him benefit of the doubt. He only has 50 feedback, so I'm not expecting much. And because he came at me being this total jerk, I don't expect him to do much at the end of the day. So I may have to have eBay step in or call eBay. That's going to be hit and miss. Sometimes they'll help you out, sometimes they won't. I mean, it is what it is. So I may end up eating that feedback, which is it's a shame. I wish people would just understand that most people on the platform are good. Most people on the platform that are selling, aren't shipping damaged items. You know what I mean? And at least give the buyer an opportunity or the seller an opportunity to fix it before you go off leaving feedback. So anyway, that's all I got there. That's what's happening. So we're at like 29 minutes. I'll try to get this done within 10 or so or less minutes. But we've got 14 sales. Let's move on to sales. 14 sales between yesterday and today for a total of $742.01. So again, marketing, promotion, discount, it's working. That's all I'm gonna say. It's working. I haven't had a $700 day in quite a while, and that's I still got all day today and all day today, all day tomorrow, pretty much before my sales close to do a deposit, because everything that sells on Monday, my deposits are on Tuesdays, but everything that sells on Monday doesn't go toward my payout typically. So we got rest of today and tomorrow. Hopefully we can have another good day and a half, 2 days to kind of bump up. I think my total for the week is sitting right around $1,200 for the week, which is pretty good. We're getting pretty close to goal, which is nice. I haven't hit goal in a while, but my plan is to also list. I got a bunch of stuff to list, so I got a bunch of stuff to process, a bunch of stuff to list. So again, you know, that'll help the wheel and help as well. So let's go ahead and pull some orders. First couple things that sold. Another let's see, Switch bundle. Another Switch bundle with the pink Joy-Con, pink and blue Joy-Con. Is that the, no, that's pink and green. Pink and green. Pink and green. Yep. Actually, is that pink? That might be it. Pink and green with the controller. That is it. Right? With the controller. Yes. All right. So this is first thing it sold was another Switch bundle. It comes with the Joy-Con controller and an additional, you can kind of see that red and blue controller, case, dock, pretty nice condition, Switch, memory card, 32 gig memory card, the Joy-Con, triggers, power, everything. Got the whole bundle. Sold for $203.99, $204 plus shipping. Let's see. We sold this, and we sold this. I just put this game up. I probably could have got more out of it, but this is a pretty rare game, guys. If you've ever come across this, there's not a ton of listings on eBay with this one, but we sold Looney Tunes Acme Arsenal disc only for $16 plus shipping on that one. Again, that's a game that there's not a lot of them out there, so I probably should have went a little more. Sold again, that went for 16 plus shipping. So the Game Boy Advance Indigo sold for $77 plus shipping. And then these, man, it's getting hot and I'm sweating already. These Nintendo cards, the Nintendo, I don't forget where you get these from, but the Nintendo cards comes in a little package. Sold these for $7 plus shipping. So there's that. Let's see what else sold. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. NHL and those Dickies. The Dickies, I think, are in here. I remember seeing those. Let's grab these Dickies. Here they are. So let's put those right there. So sold a pair of Dickies. I'm pretty sure I got these for $1, if I'm not mistaken. But a brand new pair of Dickies. Work pants, brand new. I don't know what the tag on them for, or what the price is on retail on these, but sold them for $17 plus shipping. So they're the cargo pant Dickies. So that's that, 17 plus shipping. NHL for Super Nintendo, complete in the box. NHL for Super Nintendo, complete. Oh, let's close that. NHL for Super Nintendo. I don't think it has the manual. Yeah, it doesn't have the manual. Yep. So there's that, complete. Well, not complete, but box and the game. So for $21 plus shipping. It is getting hot. It is getting hot. Let's see, Star Wars and the laptop charger. So Star Wars. Let's see, Star Wars. All right, and then laptop charger. Not the Sony, it's the HP. All right. So Sony and the HP. So Star Wars on PSP, Lego Star Wars on PSP sold for $13 plus shipping. I got that when I was up in Raleigh. And then, is this the HP, the right one? 67777. Yes. Charger for an HP laptop. Normally when I get these like in a video game. I don't buy them, but normally I'll get them in like a bundle because people just throw wires and stuff in a box when you get video game stuff. And a lot of times you'll have just random chargers in there. Sometimes they're good ones. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes I don't put them up, and sometimes I do. I happen to put that one up. Sold for $4 plus shipping. Whoopee. Nothing major, obviously. Bulldogs hats. Bulldogs hat. I think I just put this one up not too long ago. So we got college football right around the corner. But UGA hat. Who makes this one? Zephyr, whatever. But anyway, UGA hat sold for $10 plus shipping. Probably picked it up for $1. In fact, I think I got 2 for $1 on that. Let's see. Just put this up too. Final Fantasy Royal Edition. Final Fantasy Royal Edition. Loose disc. There we go. Loose disc sell, man. So, Final Fantasy Royal Edition sold for $11. Free shipping on that one. And Street Fighter Alpha. I've had this for a while. I'm surprised it didn't go for more, but it is what it is. Probably because it didn't have the manual. But Street Fighter Alpha on PS2 sold for $12 plus shipping. So Street Fighter Alpha, 12 plus shipping on that one. Bose Wave Radio. I gotta find this thing because I don't remember where I put it. It shouldn't be hard to find though because it's not small. I think it's over here. Yep. Okay. So Bose, I bought this, if I remember correctly, for $80, maybe 75, 80 bucks on eBay, or I'm sorry, on Marketplace. Let me not do that, and then it falls. All right, it's got the power cord and a remote and the instructions. But Bose Wave radios, they sell pretty good. If you know, sell pretty good. There's pretty good sell through rate on these. This one does work. Obviously, tested it out, make sure it's all good to go. That sold for $180 plus shipping, so about $100 come up. Obviously, not including fees and such, but $180. I'm pretty sure I bought it for 75 or 80 bucks. So not a bad come up there. And then we sold Super Smash Bros. And the pedal. I am sweating like crazy already. So pedal and Super Smash Bros. There we go. It's funny, I got 2 copies. One sold for full price, $11 free shipping, and then somebody sent me an offer for $9. I was like, well, if I just sold one for $11 free shipping, I'm gonna hold off. But anyway, Super Smash Bros. Sold for $11 plus shipping. And then a Guitar Hero pedal sold for $15 plus shipping on that one. So $15 plus shipping. So that's all I got. Those are the sales. $700, $742. Obviously, that's not including shipping. So shipping's probably going to run me, I don't know, $60-ish probably if I had to guess, give or take. But still, $600 plus day minus fees, you know, whatever that ends up being, $600-ish. I don't know, $575-ish, whatever it ends up being. Still a great day. Smashed my day total or my day goal. My day goal, if you haven't been around before, is $200 for the day or $1,400 for the week. We're getting close to hitting goal again this week, which is nice. So hopefully we can keep it consistent. I'm going to try to keep it consistent by continuing to add and list because I'm down to like 608 items and I've got so much to list. I feel like I'm drowning almost, to be honest with you. But that's all I got for you guys. I'm going to jump off. We're just shy of 40 minutes. I think we did pretty good considering we had like, I don't know, 10-ish, 12-ish comments and we had 14 items and you know how I do. I ramble sometimes. So, but anyway, hopefully you enjoyed the video. I won't be back tomorrow, I don't believe, because I'm just going to chill tomorrow, basically Sunday. But I'll be back Monday. We'll see what sold between now and Monday. And we'll go from there and see what happens. And then any comments, if you guys want to drop comments, anybody want to troll, or let's be constructive and not troll. How about that? But whatever, trolls, non-trolls, fans, people that are new, have been around a while, comment. I enjoy your comments. I enjoy addressing your comments. I enjoy helping you if it helps. Obviously, part of the comment thing is if you have questions, being able to kind of address those, at least to the best of my experience and my knowledge. And hopefully it helps you along your journey. So that's all I got, guys. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Have a wonderful Saturday, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Oh, don't forget to subscribe.